Welcome to Spiritual Dessert Trews, episode 108 for Russell Brand and the people. Today we are reading from Revolution. Always pick a random page. This is the random page that God chose, or the universe, or love, or your higher spirit, higher entity. Somebody chose this page. Carefully. What do we have here? When I was a kid, that meant the town center, where I was due to open your mind. Open your mind, man. Had a market, chain stores, and normal stuff. When I disembarked from my tinted capsule of privilege, I was shocked to see how much Grays had changed. I mean, we're not describing the sacking of Rome here, not the desecration of the sacred treasures of a glorious city-state. It was always a bit of a dump. But the chain stores were gone, and the local businesses were gone, and the market had shut, kind of like Vineland. Center City, Vineland, where I'd grown up. It's changed. Now, there were pound shops, betting shops, charity shops, and off licenses. The people of the town I'd left 20 years ago were different. More of them were drunk. More of them were visibly undernourished. More than that, though, I could feel that there was a despondency among the 50 or so folk assembled, listless anticipation around the barrier outside the mine shop. The more callous among you might say that there was a result of my impending visit. You swines! But it wasn't that. Something had been taken from them, and I could feel its absence. More shocking, though, than this sad deterioration is that Grays, this lesser, depleted Grays, with its food banks, Wanga loans, and escalating addiction problem, is still normal. This is happening everywhere. The richest 1% of British people have as much as the poorest 55%. Some people like me were in the 55% and are now in the 1%, but mostly normal people are getting poorer. Globally, it's worse. Oxfam say a bus with the 85 richest people in the world on it would contain more wealth than the collective assets of half the Earth's population. That's 3.5 billion people. Though I can't imagine they'd be getting on a bus with that kind of money. Or hanging out together. I bet there'd be a lot of tension, jealousy, petty bickering on that bus. My corporation is bigger than your corporation. Yeah, well, I got my own media network. Yeah, I got an elite organization that controls global politics. Stop this bus. I want to return to my subaquatic palace with my half-fish brides and sing a song about the supremacy of marine life. The last example might be from the Disney film, The Little Mermaid. Walt's frozen noggin is definitely on that bus. As in Walt Disney. In America, a country that, let's face it, has really run with this whole capitalism thing, the 6 heirs to the Walmart fortune have more wealth than the poorest 30% of Americans. There's 6 of them. They can't even form a football team. How are they going to stop a revolution when we act on the unfairness of that statistic? Unless the entire system is rigged to maneuver wealth to an elite group of people, then ensure that it remains there. What you've just read is crazy, insane, unbelievable, but true. As real as your hands that are holding this book. Kindle, tablet, intraneural brain hologram. If it's really far in the future. That information is as real as the breath you're inhaling. 6 people whose dad was good at supermarkets have more money than hundreds of millions of struggling Americans. A bus full of plutocrats, royals, and oligarchs have as much money as every refugee, war child, pot-bellied, rough-sleeping person on the planet. You can hear that that's crazy, and you can see why it's wrong. You feel that this is beyond disturbing. We're told that there is nothing we can do about it, that this is the way things are. Naturally, of course, that verdict emanates from the elite institutions, organizations, and individuals that benefit from things being the way they are. More important, perhaps, than this galling inequality is the fact that we have a limited amount of time to resolve it. The same interests that benefit from this, for brevity, I'm going to say system, need in order to maintain it, to deplete the Earth's resources so rapidly, violently, and irresponsibly that our planet's ability to support human life is being threatened. This is also pretty effed up. I mean, if someone said they had a socioeconomic system that creates a hugely wealthy elite at the cost of everyone else, but it was ecologically sound, we'd tell them to go F off. What we've got is one that is systematically inflating the wealth of the elite, rapidly suffocating everyone else, and it's destroying the planet that we live on. I know you already know this. I know, we all know. But it's so absurd, psychopathic in fact, that we obviously need to reiterate it. These elites, these loonies, on the diamond-encrusted fun bus, they'll live on the planet with us. They're basically the same as us. So they're in trouble too. Unless this bus is equipped for space travel and they plan to wait until the Earth is a scorched husk, and then blast off to a moon base. As I peruse the new shelves bearing secondhand goods in a charity shop in the rundown town where I'm from, I thought about this stuff. The hymen ribbon that I'm supposed to cut is slung unsliced across the door. Aww. The volunteers have half-empty glasses of supermarché champagne, collectively willing it to be a good day. 2. Uncomfortable certainties, though, loiter like bailiffs, manacling the bonhomie. Number 1, taking care of mental ill people is not the job of a charity, but the state. And 2, this charity shop isn't going to effing work anyway. We already have a charity shop. Oh. One of the few areas in which we well catered for is charity shops. They're cropping up everywhere like zombies rising from the graves of the dead proper shops. We keep our chins up as we plod through the ritual. Scissors come out, applause, people bowl in, mill about, pick up a tragic jumper, weigh up a porcelain duchess in the palm of the hand. A counselor says something. A mentally ill person on the long road to sanity says something. I say something. I'm a few paces further down the road. A church-fet type lady, Rosalie, thrusts a pair of women's jeans at me. These'll do for you, Russell. I buy them when we laugh. Really, though, I'd like to scratch the record off, to rake the needle across the grooves and say, what the F are we doing? What gravity is this that holds us down? Who installed this low, suffocating sky? I get that feeling a lot, like I want to peer around the corner of reality to scratch the record off, to say, I know there's something else. I know it. No, I know it too. We can have anything we want. Have anything we want to be, do, have, anything. There is no limit. And we've been living with limits, and we're comfortable with limits because we're scared of what amazing things we could do. We get used to, these are the rules, being stuck in your box. And I guess you get comfortable with the box. Unless you get really uncomfortable, you don't try to get out of your box. Well, I don't like boxes. Since I was little, I'm already busting out of all of them and never paying attention to the rules, or not the rules that other people have prescribed. I don't know. I'm always choosing something else because I can, because all of you can. Why not? I know this isn't the best use of our time here. There's a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in, sang Leonard Cohen. You can see it just behind reality. There is a light, and you can feel it. Just behind your thoughts, there's a silence. He knew the answer was there. That's why I became a Buddhist, and effed off to live on those mountains. And effed off to live in them mountains. Either that, or it was because his management nicked all of his money. I was particularly attuned to these ideas whilst frolicking in indigenous poverty because I was a guest editing a British political magazine called The New Statesman. They'd asked me what the theme of the issue would be. Revolution, I said. So they pulled together a variety of journalists, philosophers, and activists to contribute on aspects of the subject. Naomi Klein's article described an ecological conference where the requirement for radical action was spelled out. To be continued. It's good, though. I love Revolution. I'm reading the other couple books, too. Compatibility Gene and Peaceful Nonviolent Revolution. In the meantime, it's still Christmas, so here we go. Here are some fun little decorations that I was given. And more. And my stockings hung with care. And Trews stickers. We'll go to the revolution. Woohoo! A book for my nephew. Merry Christmas! And antlers. Pleasant dreams, nighty-night.
It makes a very wonderful Christmas gift. You need this book now. Nighty night, pleasant dreams. Read this book. Buy it.